It looks like there is progress being made, but we keep hearing about another windstorm and another windstorm, which always puts people on their heels.
And that's exactly what's coming. They're getting another offshore wind event, so are we. Nobody's getting rain. What is going on? It's like we're locked in this pattern. And it is going to stay this way for a little while. I just want to give you a little background on what this pattern is and, more importantly, what it means in terms of the next wind event for Southern California. Take a look at that satellite imagery. Look what the clouds are doing. Directly south to north. That is weird. You don't often see the clouds just going straight up like that. Let's put this on the hemisphere because we want to advance this through time a bit to see how we can break that pattern a bit. Because if the clouds are just going straight up like that, and you can see them on here, this is the high-resolution satellite from today. We're already over in the night side, and you can see a little bit of the marine layer. For us, more on that in a second. But what we want to focus on is this north-south trend in the clouds. Why is it doing that? Because it has to go up and over the big clear area where there are no storms allowed right now. This big center of high pressure, which is blocking everything. Watch what happens if we get rid of those clouds. I can put the rain in there, and we can take that rain forward 10 days, and it avoids the block. And things keep sliding up, around, and then down the inside. This is how we keep getting our offshore wind events. The one that's about to come on Monday and Tuesday is a little different because it's going to have a little bit of a different makeup to it. We're going to look at the temperature profile in the atmosphere because what happens this week, starting Monday and Tuesday, we haven't quite seen this yet over the winter. And what we're witnessing there over the next 3 days, this gets us into about, there's Sunday and Monday and Tuesday, you see the timestamp? That is a big Arctic outbreak of cold air that is spilling out of the Arctic and right down into the upper Midwest. I'll clear it out so you can see where it is. This is why they're doing the inauguration indoors. This is why they're talking about the possibility of snow as far south as New Orleans. There's the replay on it. So now instead of these weak little weather systems that are going across the top and sliding down the midsection of the continent, and given a little bit of snow. Now you've got a much bigger surge of cold air, and that in itself is also going to drive the next offshore wind event for us. Because as all of that energy slides down and passes to our east, we miss out on the rain, and we get more of the influence of feeling all that energy as it slides down the interior of the continent and goes off to our east. Let's look at that in close-up view. This is Southern California, then we're going to look at us. We're nowhere near a degree of concern from this one. We're going to get offshore winds, but it'll be like the last 4 over the last week and a half. Did you notice any of those? But Southern California now has to get ready for the next one. And watch the screen light up as we get into Monday. There's your timestamp. And then you're going to see that big surge once again. How many times have we seen that? And when you visualize it this way, it really does become quite dramatic. There are your 50 to 60 mile an hour winds over the mountains. But if you notice here, the streamlines are going through the passes. They're not just steamrolling over the mountains and then crashing down on the other side and spreading out over the basin. That's what they did with the first significant wind event that caused this. That one was really unique. We haven't done any that have been like that since it started. But you don't have to get that strong to raise the concern, especially when you look at how these things really dry out the landscape. There goes all the dry air into Monday and Tuesday. It really looks dramatic when you watch it that way. All right, so Monday and Tuesday, while it's an Arctic blast in the midsection of the country, it's another setup for offshore winds here. Let's go in order for us. First off, if we take a look at what's about to happen for us, we've got a little bit of an offshore wind event right now, but it's going to turn around. You probably didn't even notice it today, but it turns into an onshore tonight, and this actually brings the marine layer back in. So we're going to wake up tomorrow morning, and the marine layer will have filled in most of the bay, just like today. But it won't last long. It'll melt back by the time we get to about noon, and it clears out, and then you're looking at daytime highs tomorrow. They're pretty much in the upper 50s to low 60s. All right, so that's your weekend, nothing to see here. Now we're going to look at Monday. And Monday, the offshore winds are stronger for us. And if we put the actual wind speeds on here for Monday, those are 50 mile an hour winds on Mount St. Helena here at home. If we hadn't gotten any rain since October, we'd be worried. We'd be going through significant fire weather concerns here as well, but we've got more than enough rain. And you might not even notice much more than about a 20 mile an hour breeze on Monday from that. And that is about it. No rain. 7-day forecast shows us we're staying dry. We'll get a little warm up as we get into early and middle parts of next week. Numbers will climb. Daytime highs will be in the mid 60s by Thursday.